So we're gonna hook the little Jeep up to a tree back here. Morning, YouTube. Today, here at the homestead, we have our John Deere 3046, and I noticed the belt started squeaking on it here last week, the last time I used it. So I did a little troubleshooting, and the belt is really loose, and it's down in there. So there's no way to get your hands down in there and really work on it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this side panel off, and I'm gonna try and do it with the loader still on, because I don't know, taking the loader on and off with this machine is a little scary to me. I noticed they have separated glass panels here, so I'm sure that's if you break that while you're putting the loader on, it doesn't cost you a fortune to replace that entire piece of glass. So I just don't want to risk it. So there you go. That's what we're going to do today, or this morning. I don't think it'll take a hell of a long time, but I am going to raid the little Jeep. The little trail Jeep has got a tool bag in the back with everything I need. Get in there. I'm a fan of tool bags. I think it's because when I was in the Army, we always had tool bag on the tank. And it seemed like the sergeant on the tank was the only one that could find everything in the bag, and privates could never find anything in the bag. And if you were on a tank, you can comment and let me know if that was the truth for you guys. But tool bag's my jam. Of course, I got tools in the shop that probably 10 times what I got in this bag, but I think what I got in the bag is gonna work. So I'm gonna set you guys up. This looks like maybe a 10 millimeter or something like that. I'm gonna remove that. I think that whole panel just drops out, and we'll be able to get in there to what I think is the alternator where you tighten that up. So I'm gonna set you down, and we'll see if I can get in there. That's a through bolt. There's a nut on the back side. See if I can get it off without dropping it. I'm losing it. Ever notice when you buy something used, somewhere someone along the way lost one of these bolts and it's something that doesn't belong there? trying my best not to do that. Oh yeah, that drops right out. Nice. All right, let me show you what we got here. So you can see that belt is very loose. Probably should replace it, but it's Sunday and there's no replacing that on a Sunday. So I'm just going to loosen up here and down below. I'm sure there's a, yep, right there. That looks like a 13 millimeter. So I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to work on this and then I'll get back to you and let you know how it went. Alright guys, now I'll tell you, I am not the most mechanical guy in the world, but I know my way around a wrench or two. And this was easy. This one bolt right here, it's got a nut on the back that comes off, and this just drops, the panel drops right out. There's a little clip on the front, there's a little clip down, let's see if we can see underneath here, right here, that it slides back into, and back here there's two pins that it just slides into, right back here there's two pins that it just slides back into, and that side panel comes off. And I was easily get to the alternators I suspected, and it tightened right up right there. So it was a simple fix. I haven't started it up yet, but it was really loose and we tightened it up. I suspect that I'm gonna have to buy a new belt for it here in the not so distant future. But like I said, it's Sunday and we're not getting a belt for John Deere today. So with that said, I'm gonna get to work. I gotta get the skid winch off. It's coming off, and I'm just gonna drop the bucket off, and I'll keep the loader on. But way back down in the back corner of our yard, I have an old Toro Reel Master. I think it's a 108-inch reel set that came from a golf course near where I grew up. And when I was a kid, we used to pull it with a Jeep and mow the grass up there. And then as I got older, the gentleman that owned the place told me I could have it, and I got it. I've done some work to it, and it makes short order of our yard, which you can see is pretty good size. And Midge has been doing a pretty good job with the Jacobson, but I can do it in about a third the time with the tractor. So so that's what I'm going to do today, is get this set up to pull the old Reel Master, and maybe I'll film some of it and see, you guys can see how it all goes. Another thing that we're going to do is plant some flowers and a little tree, because Midge retired last week, and they gave her a retirement party, and we got a little lilac tree, which you can see out behind the little Jeep, and we've gotten some flowers that she's planting around one of the big stones here. Because I'm building a house this year, I'm not going to have a big garden, but I did put in a little raised bed with some beans and turnips, because for some strange reason I love turnips. And I did this last week, and already the turnips are starting to come up. And I think I might put some up on the snowmobile trail for the deer. So I might do that today too. Midge is really hot. Say hi, Midge. So with that said, I'm going to put my tools away and we'll get after it. All right. It sounds a lot better now. It doesn't have that squeak to it. So, as most of you may know, or probably not most of you, some of you probably know this, but last year when I purchased this tractor, it's a 2016, it's used, and there was issues with it, and that's why I got such a great deal on it. But it's how I could afford to buy a cab tractor, and this is amazing. I have no regrets about purchasing it, but it's the little things. And last year when I purchased it, I had just gone through major shoulder surgery, and I couldn't do anything with it, and by the time I could, it was getting winter time and cold. You know, I live in northern Vermont, and it gets to 0 degrees and it stays there or colder for most of the year, the winter season anyway. So I haven't really had a chance to work on it, and then of course I'm building the house, so I've been right on the mill and working on getting the beams up for the house, and I'm in a standstill for the house, and I'm not gonna mill anything out. It's a nice day. It's supposed to get really hot today, and it's air conditioned in here, so I'm gonna do some tractor work. The belt was just one example of things that, you know, maintenance that probably wasn't really done on this machine, and I'm going to start picking them off one by one, hopefully before it becomes an issue. I'm going to turn you around. We're going to take the bucket off, and I'm not going to put anything on the front. It's easier to maneuver around in the yard when you don't have, I don't want to take the whole loader off for the reasons that I told you, but if you don't have that bucket out there, it makes it a whole lot easier to maneuver around, for me anyways. I don't know, there might be much better loader operators than I am, or tractor operators, but you know, I've been off and on tractors my whole life. My grandfather ran a farm, and I've worked on farms throughout the years, and I've owned, this is my third compact tractor, and hopefully it's my last one. So anyways, turn you around, you can take a look at me getting this this bucket off. You gotta get it up in the air with these. There's 2 pins, and you just take those quick pins off and roll it right off. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm indifferent about it. I think that works fine. You know, it's it is what it is. It's quick and it's easy. I guess the people that don't like it say it's loose, but hell, I've run tractors that you think the bucket's gonna damn near fall off, and it had a direct mount. So this seems to work fine for me. Like I said, I've run a Kubota before, and I like the way the bucket came off the Kubota, and that was fine. This just, it seems a little bit easier than the Kubota bucket to me, but I guess it's all personal preference. So, anyways, let's get after it here. All right, the next task is to get the skid winch off. And I think I'm going to park it right over next to the forks, because I'm sure it'll go right back on pretty quick here. I found that when I put this on, I try and keep it on because it is one of the most challenging implements to put on the tractor. All right, I'm back, and I turned off the tractor so you can hear me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a board and set it down underneath that jack. Seem to have plenty of them around. Lower it down. Go. All right. So those of you that didn't see my video about how I set this tractor up for logging, you'll notice that there's a little tether that only keeps the window from coming open so far. That's so if I have this window open when I'm logging and I lift the skid winch up, it doesn't break it. It only allows it to come out to here, and the skid winch comes to here. If that came out, this would come right up into it, and game over. That'd be a real expensive day. So this little piece of 550 cord keeps it from getting broken. It doesn't always go that way. That came off easy today. Hopefully it'll go back on that easy. I think that I will put the brush hog on real quick because I do have to brush hog down some stuff. And it's still a little wet on the lawn, so I'm going to give it a chance to dry out. of the things that I do hooking the brush hog on is I'll get that PTO lined up before I hook anything else in. That way I have a little space. There, the brush hog is all hooked up. I just got to throw some grease in it, and we'll go up and do just a little bit of brush hogging on one of our trails. And I'll be done with that, and I can unhook it again. So this particular brush hog I got when I have a smaller tractor. It's the RC 2048 Frontier. It's a little small for this tractor, but it does fine. I don't need to buy a bigger brush hog. I'm not going into brush hogging business, so there's really no reason for me to invest in a bigger unit. This does fine for what we need it for. You know, maybe someday there'll be a need for a bigger one, but right now there isn't. So that's what we're running. So this is, we use this as one of our walking trails, but it's also the snowmobile trail in the wintertime. The vast trail comes right through our property. But in the summertime we use it as a walking trail, and it's access to the top half of our property also. So it's we try and keep it cleaned up, and the ferns just overtake it, and then when you walk through here, you get ticks all over you. So try and keep it knocked down. So one of the things that I've noticed about having a cab tractor, especially up here in northern New England, and I'm sure it's the same in a lot of places, is I see the deer flies bouncing off the window trying to get to me, and I'm not fighting them. With my old tractor, I wore what was called a deer fly patch on the back of my head. You can get them online. I think you can get them in Amazon. But I'd catch like 30 or 40 deer flies on the back of that, and it was like kind of like fly tape. So I don't miss that at all. And the AC is kind of nice. All right, you guys might notice, but I'm no longer in the tractor. We got stuck. And it figures it happens without the winch on the back. Normally, I could just pull myself right out, but there's no pulling myself out of this. If I'd had the skidder winch on the back, but yeah, hopefully the Jeep winch will pull me out here, because it's pretty deep. I went down to turn around on the power line, and it is some wet and muddy and deep, and I'm a little concerned. So I'll show you what's going on here. Looks like there's a brook running down there. Oh boy. So let's figure this out. It's been a couple years since this cable's been spooled out, so it's going to be kind of a challenge, I think. Alright, hopefully I can get the rest of the way out here. That tire's still in there pretty good, but we gotta move the Jeep. See if I can do it without hitting anything.
You want me to move it over there? Oh!
So that, you could power a hydro station with that baby. Good Lord. Gonna need the pressure washer. Little Jeep to the rescue. All right, let's clean up our mess. Well, I guess I'll put that tree in the house. We'll have to change our snowmobile signs around, I guess. All right. That's the excitement for now. We'll let you know if something else happens. Well, that made for a short day long. That is a muddy spot. Thank God we've got that little Jeep, or I would have had to call a buddy to come over and pull me out. All right, we are back down to the house, and just a little muddy, and maybe my ego bruised a little tiny bit, but the little Jeep saved us today. I don't know if you can see little Jeep back there. If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And have a great day.